Well, it was in 1983. I was living in Portland, Oregon. I participated in Portland Gayman's course at the time. And it was there that I felt more comfortable because I've always felt comfortable singing and enjoying the camaraderie of others that were like me. It gave me a space where I could feel some sense of protection and understanding and compassion. I knew that there was a lot of commotion that was going on, and people were getting ill. Some were friends in my chorus. And so a friend of mine advised me to get a test at his doctor who was gay friendly. The doctor said, "We found out that you have the antigens for HIV and that there's no cure, and to get your affairs in order." And I asked questions, but the doctor had no answers. In the very start at the Portland Gayman's course, they had what they called the Chicken Soup Brigade. The Chicken Soup Brigade were helping their fellow chorus brothers if they were too weak to wash the clothes, tend to their home, make meals, emotional support. The very beginnings of a kind of a support system where they didn't feel judged or felt like, they had to hide, you know. We talked about all kinds of things. We often laughed. All the things that happened at that time, it gave us a unity, almost a power to say we are in control of our lives, no matter what that is. Everybody was very careful as to try to find out which doctor would be compassionate or understanding, because there was some of the feeling at that time was, I guess, during the Reagan era, and there was a lot of misinformation and some hatred going on. I was going to a church, a gay church, at that time, but it was a church that we went in the evening because during the day, the congregation didn't appreciate gay people to go there. And so we went there during the evening. And when we had our prayers of the dead, they came in with protesting signs and saying their prayers out really loud to block us out. And it was the most, I would say, the most devastating thing to me, because some of my friends were the ones I was praying for. So it left an impact on me. It left an impact in my community. And so that's why we were scared, because we tried to find a place where we could have solace and understanding. It wasn't until I met a friend of mine, Dan, who told me about MCC. And that's where I went to, where I could find some sense of comfort, because I just needed something to help me feel alive or feel a sense that I'm okay. My friend was very supportive of me, Dan, who was in the church. And we didn't look at this as a death sentence, but a unwelcome visitor in my body that's there. I can't stand this thing, but you know what? We're going to have to come to a certain peace with this. And I'm be damned if that person's going to take me or that thing. And every time I try to keep a mantra of saying, yeah, you didn't beat me this time, motherfucker. I felt like it was a accomplishment. And each accomplishment, I'm tied with it a goal. And that goal got me to another place. And that place got me to a place where I really felt good. It was a struggle during those years and trying to figure out what to do. Yeah, I felt like I was living in a world of black and white. You know, it was like the Wizard of Oz. And when that happened, everything came in color, and I started to think, wow, this is really happening, and there are other people like me where it's happening, and we're going to be making it together, you know. So it really gave me a sense of hope. It did. I initially started with AZT, but that was like about maybe a couple of months afterwards. They recommended it. And there were so many bottles, so much I took that I couldn't even walk. I had horrible side effects while I was going to school. I had to go through accommodations because the medications were constantly it caused like this diarrhea that happened, and I couldn't take a test without going to the bathroom, running to and from. It made me really sick, and I said, I'm not going to do this. I'd rather die than do this. So I just stopped it, and it wasn't until 95, 96 that when they had the protease inhibitors that that the doctor said, there's better medications now. Give it a try. Your viral load is going up. Your T cell is count is going down. This is the best time to take it at this time. The viral load went down. I had more energy, and I had like swollen lymph nodes here and everywhere, and they went down. And I felt like, my God, this is a miracle. This is really happening. And that was the time I said, I could do this. I can make it. AIDS survivor syndrome to me is defined by all the things that have happened, maybe socially, psychologically, medically, um, culturally, spiritually. It has affected me in various ways in my personal journey. I think there's a guilt in it, that you have lived in a sense, and others passed away. And I wonder sometimes, why am I here? What has happened that keeps me here? You know, I, I wonder what the purpose is in my life. So that part of it, I don't know if PTSD has that component, but that's the part that also kind of haunts me in a way.